Hopefully it pops up nice and good for everybody that's watching. I'm gonna have to watch it like y'all through the mirror so we can both look at the same thing. Otherwise, I'll be looking over here, and then what's the point in all that? I have my stupid laptop, man. Hold on, before we get into the video, I got this stupid little laptop, but it don't want to work because whenever I go on it, and well, I'm not even gonna turn it on. It's dead right now. It just I keep explaining it on every damn stream that I get onto. Microsoft, fix your shiznits. I don't know why you didn't let me use my normal Google account on my laptop whenever you said that I needed to have a user to log in. I'm like, well, I'm already using my email. Why do I need to add another one? It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm gonna go on a rant over and over. But I plan on doing something with that laptop, either taking it to Best Buy and getting it reset completely, or selling it and just buying a new one or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out though. I'll just still show me in the muscle tee. It's not even the same live stream, bro. Hold on. I gotta hurry. Or is it counting it as the same live stream? It might be counting it as the same live stream. It ain't. It ain't. That's weird. I don't know. It seems like it's trying to count it as the same live stream, even though they ain't the same live stream. I'm telling you, this tablet be tripping sometimes, but oh, I have it all the way down, so I can't even hear. Can't even hear it correctly. Okay. Sorry, I be crossing my legs a lot. It's a matter of that's a habit. Sorry, I be crossing my legs a lot. It's a matter of that's a habit. Sorry, I be crossing my legs a lot. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to see. Y'all might not be able to see it perfectly, but hey man, this is a react. This ain't a. You want to watch the actual video? Go to this video. I keep looking back like if it's not right here, bro.
1930s and 1980s showed that mad scientists and their creations made up about 30% of the movie's villains, and perhaps even more revealing that the scientists were only.
That's a lot, right? 30% of the movie's villains is a lot, right?
Right. Imagine working your whole life to have a well-respected and well-paid position. Go fuck yourself. According to a 2023 Pew Research Center survey, 27% of Americans say they have not too much or no confidence at all in scientists, which is crazy because
I have pretty good confidence in scientists. I feel like they know what they're talking about. Sometimes. Nah, I don't trust doctors. Doctors, I mean, you get paid for me going.
Penicillin, which would have cured the disease. And then in the 1940s, U.S. scientists injected thousands of Guatemalans with estrogen. From 1955 to 1976, New Zealand scientists left hundreds of women with precancerous lesions untreated to see if they developed cervical cancer. Jesus Christ. But all of these studies have one thing in common. It was a bunch of scientists just wanting to see what would happen.
But is it scientist or is it doctors? Or are you getting scientists and doctors confused? Hold on. I feel like he's getting scientists and doctors confused because he just brought up cancer, right? But aren't the doctors the one messing with the cancer? I mean, I guess you can consider them the same thing, but I wouldn't necessarily consider the same thing. You got like a PhD in biology. I'm not gonna associate you as a doctor, though. I mean, you might know some of the stuff you're talking about, but I'm not gonna be there like, oh yeah, he knows exactly what he's talking about, and he could probably do surgery or somebody or give me medicine or something. I'm not gonna believe that. So I think he's getting doctors and scientists a little confused. But let me go ahead and keep this video going.
Done by real-world mad scientists. And I think it goes without saying today that we're going to look over some of this awful science that has been done in the past in the rest of this video. And I'm going to do my best to not get demonetized, but I mean, the World's Fair video got demonetized, and I was pretty tame in that one, so here we go.
You know what I just thought about?
You make this the summer event. You can take a vacation from payments on the most.
You don't have to watch the video off the mirror. Only I have to watch the video off the mirror. I could have pointed that towards me and that, and then I could have just watched the video off. Wow.
Right now, get $5,000 bonus cash, and Texas residents get $1,000 cash allowance.
Your boy be dumb sometimes, bro. But either way, I'm already on it, so I'm gonna do it this way. And then whenever I put on the scary videos and stuff, then I'm gonna go ahead and correct it. Because I just figured it out. I thought about it, and I'm like, why am I using the phone to record the mirror when I could have just turned the phone this way and I could have watched it through the... I'll be slow. I'm telling you, I'll be slow. But I do it all later. Dude, bro, I didn't even see the skip button on there. Man, you be lucky you got that ad, dude, man.
So to begin, let's start off by jumping into the world of fiction. Even though the people in these books did not technically exist, the lore surrounding them makes you think, I didn't know shit was so fucked up back then. And damn, Stephen King makes
Nah, bro, I knew it was messed up back then. That's when people tell you, ask me, if you go back in time, what time would you go back? It would never be any time where there would be humans. Anytime there would be humans, nah, I'll go back to either prehistoric times or I'm just not going back.
That's this thing. Now, a lot of book readers
Frankenstein's
tell you that
monster.
this is not Frankenstein. His name is actually Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
We probably beat up those people. So
Bro,
it's not really that.
try it.
The historic aspects of his novel are much more real than anyone would actually want. Shelley wasn't making up the whole using corpses thing as a spook. In the 18th and 19th century, the demand for cadavers did not meet the supply. Now, what was the demand for cadavers? I don't know, but that's the most of my worries. This shortage was because of laws of the UK's Murder Act of 1751, which stipulated that only the executed could be used for dissection. Once again, didn't think we'd be needing to make laws about this, but I guess so. This created an
Well, what's the
underground market for
difference between the executed and the non-executed? Is it? I guess it's what's that word? Something with the E. I can't think of the name.
Because before that, the corpse had no legal standing and wasn't considered anyone's property. And I don't know how many laws we needed to make about people's dead bodies, but apparently it was more than 2. But as long as you didn't take any of the possessions the person was buried with, and you yourself...
Oh, defiled. That's what the word is called, defiled.
Bodies out of the ground as if they were little wormies. So yeah, the book about Dr. Frankenstein was creepy, but the fact that it was based off of like real-world events that were going on at that time is way more terrifying to me. But the book was a sensation, and in 1931 they made a movie about it, creating the first image that everyone saw of a mad scientist. Moving on from the Green Guy, let's head over to Dr. Moreau. H.G. Wells' 1896 novel, The Island of Dr. Moreau, created an entirely new lane for mad scientists. One where performing live surgery on animals, also known as vivisection, led to animal-human hybrids. I don't know. In the novel, Dr. Moreau
I don't believe that. What you do, put cat's arm on somebody?
He insists that they reject their animal nature and start acting more like humans. And eventually things go sideways when a half-human, half-Puma lady kills him. I told you things were going to get sexier. You should have believed me. There have been
I don't know if I would say that's sexier. I'd say that's
the disturbing part
weird.
is how many children's shows have referenced Dr. Moreau. Ninja Turtles, Batman the Animated Series, Johnny Bravo, Pinky and the Brain, and Courage the Cowardly Dog all had episodes heavily inspired by Dr. Moreau. I mean, it's the entire premise of Spy Kids 2. I think God Stays in Heaven for 2 years.
Oh, yeah. I like that quote. I can't even tell.
However, in 2022,
But by what this shows, it shows that it's correct, though. So.
Cortex of a newborn rat. Why would they do that? So, I guess the story of Dr. Moreau is not that far-fetched, but also, who was offering rat money to do such a dumb thing? That poor rat is going to start leaving hateful messages on her pretty girls' Instagrams and gambling down in Atlantic City. It does not
were they willing? If they were willing, you can't really get mad at Dr. Gero. His name's from DBC. What the? His name's from DBC.
How about this classic known as Dr. Jekyll? Well, the trope that the scientist was more evil than its creation was well known by the 19th century. Dr. Jekyll was one of the first characters that literally encapsulated both. In the 1886 novella, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a scientist creates a serum that separates himself from his evil urges. Which, if we examine that concept a little too closely, we can find some pretty serious flaws. You're telling me you have the capability to make a serum that creates such a powerful disassociation that you can't remember your actions or feelings, but you can't make a serum that just stops your evil urges? You can just make like a THC tincture. Those things aren't even that expensive. And it's not
I thought he was gonna say like the Terminator.
When Dr. Jekyll transformed into Mr. Hyde,
Is that T-18?
just
100? I
wanted
don't
to kill a
know.
bunch of people. It was like Mr. Hyde's favorite thing to do. It was like
I don't
murder,
know.
Rocky Road ice cream, and probably manslaughter right under that. And also, when I was a kid, I always assumed that Dr. Jekyll was the evil one, because Mr. Hyde sounds way less evil than Dr. Jekyll. Well, actually, not anymore nowadays, now that I think about it. So, eventually, in the story, Mr. Hyde becomes so powerful that he overpowers Dr. Jekyll, and Dr. Jekyll is no more, and Mr. Hyde's just a murdering psychopath. And I guess the moral of the story is don't murder people, or don't drink fizzing potions. I
don't do both.
But the story is so ingrained in our culture that we use the term Jekyll and Hyde to describe somebody that's like Two-Face. And also, the children's show Arthur had an episode where the Brain did a parody of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, first of all, the Brain was voiced by Steven Crowder, which is insane.
What?
But in that episode, the Brain sings a little song that has been stuck in my brain since I was a toddler.
No, he's gonna play. Steven Crowder voiced him. Don't even sound like him, bro.
Literature. I mean, Lex Luthor was a straight-up mad scientist that rebranded him as a CEO for some reason. But I think it's
I don't know why
time
he
to
is.
jump into the real psychopaths of the world who actually existed, aka real-world mad scientists. So
No, he's better than he is as a CEO than he is
Gee whiz, I want to give my money.
a mad scientist.
One of the worst parts about becoming an adult is not the fact that you have to get a job or the fact that no one makes you meals anymore. No, truly the worst part about becoming an adult is the fact that at one point your family started kicking you off of all the subscription plans. Internet streaming, it's all on you, baby. Suddenly and without work.
No, I'll be on my dad's, so.
Finding a mobile phone plan that's not going to suck and also take all of your money at the same time. Enter Mint Mobile, the sponsor of today's video. Straight up Mint.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good. Alright, we're gonna have to give it a second. I'll give it 4, 3, 2. Oh, that's only fine.
Give a disclaimer that we're not going to talk about Nazis. We're just not going to do that. This is going to be a mad scientist speed run, no Nazis edition.
There's a roach on my damn window.
That's just not fun. Starting off on the lighter end of the evil spectrum, we got William Buckley, or Billy Buck for sure. William Buckley. I sent it somewhere, but I don't know why I sent it. Conducting insane experiments like some other freaks of his time.
That's why I didn't want to put the mirror on my bed, bro, because the mirror's been in the bathroom.
So that's pretty important.
Oh, man.
And he did discover Megalosaurus, the first dinosaur in 1822, which must have been fucking crazy. Can you imagine digging into the ground and finding dragon bones? I would have given up. But
it's on my bed.
He wasn't a mad scientist. He was more of a scientist that over time went mad. He became well known for his eccentric teaching methods when he was a professor at Oxford. He would yell at students while thrusting out a...
Okay, well, I'm gonna fix it now since it fell.
I wouldn't forget that lecture for sure. But he was probably best known for his diet. Billy Buck was, for lack of a better term, obsessed with meat. Pause. And not like in an all-American wearing a bib that says I love BBQ kind of way. Buckland literally would eat anything that he came across. This gets gross almost immediately, so buckle up. Reportedly, his favorite snack was rice on toast. Little rats, he would put those on toast and eat them. But he also ate sea slugs, kangaroos, porpoise, panther, and puppies.
I think you got it. I think
His
it's
goal
getting
was
it.
to apparently eat everything that was living on Earth. And if you're
Alright,
wondering
that
if he
works.
ever got around to eating human, that's a silly question. He's a man of science. Of course he did do that. But he didn't
What?
just eat any normal human being. He ate a part of King Louis XIV of France, which is crazy because we were just talking about him in the last video. But he didn't eat any normal part of Lou. No, he decided to go for the mummified heart, probably the worst form of jerky anyone has ever consumed. Apparently, being
I mean, if you do it correctly, I'm playing.
But I think we knew that. I mean, everything was a nightmare back then. Being a medical scientist in the 19th century is an oxymoron in itself. Moving down the line of insanity.
Yeah, see, I would never go back in that time.
Being a Spanish neurologist, he was well known for his time for being a technical wizard. And using his raw brain power, he invented the Stimoceiver, a series of electrodes that created a two-way connection with the brain. Immediately, you can see the sci-fi story we're about to crash land into, right? From the 1950s to the 70s, his work focused on simulating the brains of cats, monkeys, and humans. You know, the main three geniuses of the animal world. He claimed that he was able to control emotions, and that stimulating particular parts of the brain could bring about pleasant, elated, contemplative, or
That's in that roach, and now
so
I'm all paranoid and shit. I'm like, god damn.
Which I think gives him a top spot on the evil scientist list. Delgado also believed that electric stimulation would become the #1 way to treat the mentally ill instead of just oral medicine, which is what you always heard about people who were mentally ill in the past getting shock therapy treatment, and that wasn't too cool, that wasn't sick. So obviously Delgado turned out to be wrong about that little fact. As science created more successful drugs to treat mental illness, the public became less confident in brain mutilating surgery, pretty much. And then he got
bro, you the fact that people did lobotomies is insane. Dang.
to an actual bullfight. In 1963, Rodriguez Delgado implanted a stimoceiver in a fighting bull and then enticed the bull by waving around a red flag. Science, baby. And as the bull approached him, he activated the electrodes.
Okay.
And the bull got all confused and dizzy, and he didn't charge Rodriguez. So okay, the electrodes work, but like, of course,
Not in a
would.
good
You
way.
shock any animal's brain, at the very least, it's gonna need to circle back. It's gonna be confused as a motherfucker. And then Delgado really fell out of favor with the scientific community when he published a book called Physical Control of the Mind towards a psycho-civilized society.
what?
That's some real evil villain shit. Like, yes,
It's backwards, so I didn't read it. Oh, I couldn't read it.
I like the fact that I can wake up and eat 7 Pop-Tarts if I want to. Now let's get a little bit more evil with Sergei Brokanenko and Vladimir Demikov. In the early 20th century, Sergei developed the autojector, a heart-lung machine. And yes, he was a Soviet. I can't stop talking about the USSR in my videos. This is like the 9th one in a row. I'm not going to lean softly into the story because it gets pretty gruesome pretty quickly.
I mean, they did a lot,
To
so
test the machine, he
not
regularly
surprised.
decapitated dogs. Yeah. And then he'd keep
That's
their heads
terrible.
alive by using the autojector. Not great, not a good look. He would demonstrate that the heads were alive by flashing lights into them and ringing loud bells in their ears. And he'd feed them little pieces of cheese. Jesus fuck. And I don't know what's going on in Russia during this time period, but apparently all the scientists fucking hated dogs. In 1954, Vladimir Demikov tried to show the possibility of a heart and lung transplant by creating a 2-headed dog. Literally what the island of that fucking crazy guy was doing. He stitched together the head and front paws of a puppy onto the back neck of a German shepherd. Over a
Oh my
10-year
God.
period, he would make 20 of these double
Oh
dogs.
my
And that would live
God.
for more than a month.
Ooh.
In fact, you know what the
Ooh.
definition of insanity is? Maybe after the 18th abomination died on you, you'd think, hey, maybe I'm fucking up in a horrible way. Jack Parsons. How about Jack Parsons?
What if I added y'all two together?
Horrifying. So Jack Parsons is considered one of the most
She didn't like that idea.
in the U.S. space program. He was the founder of the Jet
I'm
Propulsion
joking.
Laboratory and
I would
pioneered
never.
major advancements in liquid fuel and solid fuel rockets. All good stuff so far. And Parsons did all of this
Probably
despite
'cause she
being
knew
a
she
college
was little.
dropout, so it's kind of motivational. And also, he was a full-blown member of the occult. Fuck. God damn. In the early 40s, Parsons started hanging out with some
I'm trying not to cross my legs. I don't like crossing my legs in videos.
Congratulations, you're a well-adjusted adult.
'Cause then you get to see how my legs look, and I don't like that.
And start doing magic rituals, taking bathtub absinthe, and taking tons of drugs like cocaine, speed, morphine, and peyote. Making rockets. This guy was making
That's
rockets.
a
This
lot.
is where he met, and you know what? I'm gonna make you guess who you think he met at this point in his life. A drug-doing occult member of a rocket scientist team. Who do you think he was hanging out with? 3, 2, 1. That's right. L. Ron Hubbard, creator of the Church of Scientology. What the fuck? The two really hit it off, even though Hubbard technically stole Parsons' girlfriend, which is a historically documented thing
What?
that happened. I don't know why people know about that. Parsons and Hubbard
Why?
allegedly did sex magic rituals together, and I don't know what that looked like, but I don't want to get demonetized, so I'm not going to bring it up. Apparently, they were trying to summon a sex
They
goddess who
freaks.
Parsons believed would
They
teach the world how to
freaks.
love. So I guess his heart was in the right place. I don't know. As the U.S.
I
space program was
wouldn't say
becoming more
that.
regimented, Parsons was pushed out due to his erratic behavior. Let's say. Out of work and with only his sex magic to occupy him, he started calling himself the Antichrist, which seems like a
Bro.
logical step. Hubbard would eventually defraud Parsons of all his money, and then over the next couple of years, both of them would try and cast magic spells at each other, like pew pew, I summon financial trouble. And this carried on until 1962
I summon
when
fireball.
Parsons would blow himself up in a lab. Apparently, this is
Oh,
not
well, I
the
guess
way to
maybe
die
they did
before,
summon
but I'm not
fireball.
finished yet, which could be seen as either an inspirational quote for young scientists or a horrifying quote for evangelical Christians. Life's all about perspective. So there you have it. Those are all the mad scientists that I thought I could talk about without getting in real trouble. Sorry if I look a little bit disheveled at this point in the video. I
Oh, well, he about to end that
modern-day
video.
mad scientists.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream right there because I want to check it out, and my tablet's not letting me look at it correctly, so I gotta end the live stream and then I can look at it after the live stream. I'm uploading it to YouTube regardless if it looks good or if it looks bad. I'm pretty sure it's so weird or so different that I shouldn't be copyrighted for it, but let's pray and hope that it's not. Guess we'll see. I don't know. But if you have been watching, thanks for watching. I will go live. I'm gonna turn off the lights and get everything ready. I'm gonna put on some scary videos, so I kind of want to react to some scary stuff, especially since my back's towards the door, the wide open door right there, man.